afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. You have Alyssa Corum here, and I am joined by Ed Carson. And on this Tuesday, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of interesting stocks as we did see the major indexes continue to rebound here. A little bit of resistance, though, Ed. Can you tell us a little bit about the stocks that we're going to be previewing? Can you preview the stocks we're going to be taking a look at today, rather? And we have you on mute.
These three didn't hit too much resistance today. Taiwan Semiconductor, Horizon Therapeutics, and Charles River Labs all broke out today and closed fairly strong. So it was a nice day for them.
Yeah, I can't wait to look at those. First, we begin with a look at the major indexes. Here is a chart of the Nasdaq. Clear resistance around that 21-day line, but we did see a burst of buying towards the end of the session. We were, we had gone down to a gain of about 0.8%, but it looks like there was that final boost of buying, with the Nasdaq finishing up 1.2% for the day, the S&P 500 up about 0.5%, and the Dow roughly flat for the day. So what do you make of today's action, Ed?
Well, today, like Apple was one reason. They had their big event, and there's probably some buy the rumor, sell the news. And Apple fell a little bit, and it closed slightly higher, but it gave up all its gains. So that seemed to be a trigger for the afternoon retreat. But it's not too surprising. I mean, this is clearly a level that has been, seems to be our ceiling. For a long time in the rally, it was our floor. Now it may be our ceiling. We rebounded from the 50-day line, but we've been telling people on IBD Live, hey, watch out. We really want to see it not just tiptoe above the 21-day line, but close significantly above it, maybe above last Thursday's high, which is also right around, when it's just around a lot of areas there, and it's just a spot that you want to get to. Something similar is with the S&P 500 as well. I mean, this is just something we saw across the board.
That's right. But hey, another gain. I'll take it. That's a gain of over 1% for the Nasdaq, better than struggling below that 50-day line. So we'll take it, but we do remain a bit cautious. If you are making new buys, you want to make sure that's limited to the best of the best, especially right now. Be extremely selective, because the character did change in the market over the last 2 weeks. So our guard is up a little bit, but when you see a stock like Taiwan Semiconductor, it had a really nice day today. So very tempting for a lot of slim traders out there, probably.
Yeah, we've been discussing this on IBD Live for several days. To be honest, the only flaw it seemed to have was that it seemed too obvious. I mean, it was setting up so nicely. It's got a real flat base. It have all these little areas that you could buy it at. On the weekly, it had that it was coming up to the 10-week line, or was coming close to it. There's all sorts of reasons to like it. Strong group. This is the world's largest chip foundry, and it had a really powerful move today, and the volume was really strong. That's something we haven't always seen on breakouts this year, but that's really nice action. And so that it was definitely an opportunity to buy, as you say, like that little short area. And in addition to that, traditional buy point, so ways to sort of pyramid into the stock, and just really nice action today.
Yeah, that's right. A gain of almost 7%, heavy volume to boot, and finishing well within that 5% buy range for that traditional buy zone. And yep, we talked about it first thing on IBD Live, and it's been on our radar with this tight action over the last couple of weeks. And elsewhere, Horizon Therapeutics, HZNP, also adding on to its gains from yesterday, another gain of about 3% today. So hitting new highs here, and it did back off. It looks like maybe a little bit, but still, wherever you slice and dice it, a couple of ways that maybe you could have gotten in on this one. And also nice to see this relative strength line hitting new highs as well, confirming this bullish action.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's one thing with this base, is with the market coming back now, when stocks base, their relative strength lines aren't falling down. Yeah, this was nice action. It rebounded from the 50-day line. We saw that day when the market was selling off, it closed very strong that day. Even though it was a sell-off, it closed up, pretty near the highs of the day. This was just short of it was just a little too deep to be a flat base. That's why it doesn't have a traditional official buy point. But it was 5.5 weeks, and it was really nice action. You probably could have bought it yesterday. Definitely could have bought it near the open today. Yeah, we were talking about this one for a while. they've been raising up the guidance, and you can see the sales growth has been really ramping up. They have been ramping up like crazy the sales estimates for a new eye thyroid drug. Just I think they were asking for like 30 million at the beginning of the year. Now they expect 500 million or more, just huge amounts. We did this in New America a couple of weeks ago, so I would definitely suggest people check that out to learn more about this company.
Yeah, and annual earnings estimates looking strong there as well. A leaderboard name now, I believe,
Mhm.
Ed, and a member of the IBD 50. And last but not least, let's check in on Charles River Labs, ticker CRL here. Look at that blue dot there. Speaking of the relative strength lines, we always like seeing that blue dot when a stock is breaking out or as they're forming a base. If you see that relative strength line hitting a new high, that is definitely something that we like to see. What's your take, Ed?
Yeah, it's a little bit like Horizon in the sense it came sort of down hard, but then quickly rebounded from the 50-day line and sort of resumed its tight action. I mean, it's sort of like this had a lost weekend, as it were, with the market selling off. But really nice here, above average volume. Had some decent volume on the recovery. Not the greatest, but it was just nice. Again, it's nice to see some plays that are outside of tech because you want to diversify tech. There's still a lot of great things in tech. Taiwan Semiconductor obviously doing very well, but you want to have a cast a wider net. Don't just look at the chips and software and a few internets. These are a lot. There's a lot of good companies out there.
That's right. So, but in closing, Ed, what should investors be thinking about? We're talking about actionable stocks again. If you
Yeah,
rewind just a little bit, we were saying get cautious. What should investors be thinking now at this point?
Yeah, at the end of last week, we were just really on the edge. It just seemed like any kind of selling and we would be moving into a correction. So it's nice action. We really want to see the Nasdaq and the S&P move decisively above the 21-day line and really hold that. If you see that, and then a lot, presumably more leading stocks will break out or be setting up, and then I think you can feel a little more confident. Right now, tiptoe in, maybe that's fine, but you may be more aggressive as we can get through the 21-day line.
That's right. Be selective. Make sure you are, if you're buying stocks, make sure they're high quality and you have your line in the sand, which is something that's always important. But when you see heightened volatility, maybe be on guard just a little bit more. But with that, we're going to continue the conversation tomorrow morning on IBD Live. So we hope you join us as our daily morning live stream. Our experts are sharing their screens, their MarketSmith screens. Those are the charts that we look at, and it is MarketSmith Free Access Week. And there are just a lot of bells and whistles, I guess you could say, in the MarketSmith platform where we do all of our fundamental and technical research.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an amazing tool. I'm so glad I can still access it from home when I'm working from home. Of course, I'm not. As you can see, I'm in the office, but
Yeah,
um,
both of
but
us
it's
are.
it's so important to have it. So I would definitely take advantage of all the things, all the stock ideas, the screens, and the capabilities that are there.
Yeah, no credit card required. I just want to let you guys know that. And you can go check it all out by going to investors.com/ms free access. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.